What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Nick Moseder here, and if you followed this channel, you may have seen the video I posted earlier where I was completely frantic in the car, and I told you guys Trump posted to Truth Social that the Prop 50 election is rigged and it's under criminal review. Stay tuned. Matter of fact, I'll just read the post right now in case you missed it. He says, the unconstitutional redistricting vote in California is a giant scam in that the entire process, in particular the voting itself, is rigged. All mail-in ballots where the Republicans in that state are shut out is under very serious legal and criminal review. Stay tuned. Now, at the time of this post, I had no idea what he was referring to, but we have a little bit more information now, and I want to share that with you. But first, be sure to click like on this video, subscribe, and check out MyPillow.com. You can get up to 66% off using promo code NICK. And there's a big sale going on the percale sheets, the 6-piece towel set. If you don't have them, you're truly missing out. You can save a ton of money and get free shipping with promo code NICK. Now, Trump was questioned about this post earlier, and apparently he refused to comment. He's keeping his cards close to his chest. But White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt was questioned about it as well, and she actually let a few things slip for us, so we have a little bit of context here as to what he's referring to. Check it out.
It's absolutely true that there's fraud in California's elections. It's just a fact. It is just a fact. They have a universal mail-in voting system, which we know is ripe for fraud. And if you want to deny that, I'm happy to provide you all of the evidence for it. I'd be glad to send that to you after this briefing.
Rigged.
Fraudulent ballots that are being mailed in the names of other people, in the names of illegal aliens who shouldn't be voting in American elections. There's countless examples, and we'd be happy to provide them. As for executive action the White House is taking, yes, we are looking into that. And like any executive order, of course, any executive order the president signs is within his full executive authority and within the confines of the law.
So she's laying out the fact that the Trump administration has the evidence of illegals voting and people that are not eligible to vote casting ballots, and lays out just how blatantly fraudulent the universal mail-in voting system is in California. But she doesn't get into specifics. She doesn't give us numbers, and we don't really have an idea of the scope and the magnitude of the situation yet, but I believe we will get that here soon. Now, after that press conference, she completely obliterated Gavin Newsom on Twitter and gave some hard evidence and hard facts of just how problematic California's elections really are and what a joke they are. Check it out. Governor Newsom and the rest of the radical Democrats in California blatantly refused to adopt common sense election integrity measures. I will lay out the facts for one of the worst governors in America to understand. California doesn't require voters to show photo ID before casting a ballot, despite nearly 90% of Americans supporting photo ID laws. California uses universal mail-in balloting, which we know is extremely vulnerable to fraud and abuse. In the 2024 election alone, California mailed nearly 10 million mail-in ballots that were never returned. The bipartisan Carter-Baker Commission in 2005 found absentee ballots remain the largest source of potential voter fraud, and vote by mail is likely to increase the risks of fraud. San Francisco even allows non-citizens to vote in local elections, which creates a high risk of fraud in federal elections. California reported over 2 million duplicate registrations in the 2024 election cycle, 15.6% of total registered voters, and 7 counties completely failed to provide data on duplicate registrations. California only removed 378,349 registered voters for death, 11.9%, which was well below the national average. So as you can see, as anybody with 2 eyes and a brain could, it would be very easy to cast a fraudulent ballot in California, considering the fact that they have extremely bloated voter rolls. As she said, in 2024, 10 million ballots that went out were never returned. And the reason is because they completely bloat their voter rolls. They don't clean their voter rolls. And so you have dead people, people that have moved away. You have duplicates in the millions, and everybody gets a ballot every election. They mail them out, and then if you mail out 2 million duplicate ballots, that means whoever's address is going to receive multiple ballots for the same person. And when you don't require a photo ID or any verification to cast that ballot and return it, then it would be pretty easy for that person to take that extra ballot and cast it in an actual election. And when you also have a dense population of illegals in, say, LA County, where in local elections they're actually allowed to vote, then you have the potential for these people to cast ballots in state and federal elections as well. And so I think that the Trump administration is aware of all this, was prepared for all this, had their DOJ monitors in the mix ahead of the election, and now they've gathered a lot of evidence. And so now the question is, what are they going to do with that evidence? When are the fireworks going to start flying? And when are the arrests going to start happening? And I can tell you one thing, it's going to get complicated because Gavin Newsom's not going to go down without a fight. He's going to call on the California Attorney General to sue the Trump administration if they try to pursue this and take legal action. And they're going to challenge the jurisdiction of the DOJ and say they have no jurisdiction here because it's not a federal election. And they're also going to accuse the Trump administration of voter suppression and intimidation and make it a civil rights issue. And it's going to get legally complicated. But I don't think the Trump administration is solely focused on California. I think they're using it as a guinea pig or a test subject to prop up and display to the entire nation just how bad it really is. And this is about solving the national crisis that is the lack of election integrity across the country and exposing the lies that were being fed under the Biden administration. Trump has the power as the president to make this a national issue and use his executive powers like executive orders, emergency powers, whatever needs to be done to rectify this situation. And I think California is a way to set the stage for him to do that. And I think things are about to get really interesting. Obviously, there's a plan unfolding here as they sent the DOJ monitors out to California prior to the election, and now it's time to execute. I don't know exactly what that's going to look like, but clearly Trump intends on doing something here, and the DOJ is involved. So I don't want to be Nostradamus and try to make too many predictions, but I'm very interested to see how this plays out, and I want you guys to follow along. I'm going to be covering it every step of the way. So if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to this channel. If you're already subscribed, be sure that you're still subscribed because YouTube likes to unsubscribe people from this channel. Be sure to click that like button. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.